Hockey Night in Canada continues across this great night in this lovely land of ours. Rexall, that rink you see right there, home to the late game on Hockey Night tonight as the Edmonton Oilers welcome the Winnipeg Jets. That's right, Dustin Byfuglien versus Connor McDavid. So many storylines, so much action, and what an entertaining game it's going to be. George Stroumboulopoulos, Nick Kypreos, Elliot Friedman. Cassie Campbell-Pascal is standing by at Rexall right now. She'll get us set for the night. Cass?
Thank you, George. And the Winnipeg Jets welcome back Ondrej Pavelec. He's missed the last 33 games with a knee injury, has not started a game since November 21st, and the Winnipeg Jets continue to search for answers. They haven't been able to win 3 games in a row all year. They had 2 good ones this week against Colorado and St. Louis, and then a tough one against Boston. And for the Edmonton Oilers, they start Laurent Brossoit. The former Edmonton Oil King is getting his 2nd ever NHL start tonight. Cam Talbot will be his backup despite being sick the last couple of days. And Taylor Hall starts on a line that he finished with on Thursday night with Mark Letestu and Zach Kassian. And Todd McClellan said this morning, hey, Connor McDavid is going to be the future of this organization. He's going to help them turn a corner. But Taylor Hall needs to lead this organization out of tough times now. George?
Thank you very much, Cassie. Since he came back, Connor McDavid, is February the 2nd. He has 12 points in 6 games. 12 and 6. The only other guy in the NHL to have that, 12 and 6? Sidney Crosby, who probably looked at Connor McDavid's return and Sidney said, hey, I'm not dead yet. I've still got it.
What was that NBC slogan? Must-see TV.
That's right, yeah.
That's what Connor McDavid has turned himself into for us. And everybody else who's a hockey fan is must-see TV. 5 points against the Toronto Maple Leafs, which, you know, I know a lot of 18-year-olds that could melt those 5 points for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and nobody would say boo to them. It's going to be real fun to watch him react coming off that game as if, is it a distant memory? Can he now bring it again on 3 days later? That, to me, is the sign of how mature this guy is.
There were some great games back in the day between the Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets, and we're about to maybe see that again with this run, especially with a guy like Byfuglien around.
Well, I saw that shot just before the commercial of Byfuglien and McDavid in the warm-up, like in their dressing room shots, and that's what I wanted to see tonight. I want to see Byfuglien against McDavid. I hope we get a lot of these two tonight. People can't slow down McDavid. He's a north-south guy, but he's got enough of a side-to-side move that people get terrified of him. He embarrasses people. Dustin Byfuglien, you know, is going to have no fear. And he's going to look at this guy and say, can you handle what I can bring? I cannot wait to see Byfuglien McDavid tonight.
Do you think Connor sees Byfuglien, that train coming down the track, and says, I can get around you? Or is there a little bit in him where he's like, ay, this is going to suck?
I don't think McDavid is afraid of anybody, but I think he's one of those guys that you always know that he's on the ice, right, Nick? Like, if you're checking, okay, if I get out there, is 33 out there?
You have to know. You have to know. I don't think that there are too many Byfuglien-sized players in the OHL last year. So it's one of those things where he's just going to have to be head on a swivel.
Anything else? I mean, what about that quote that Cassie said off the top, that Taylor Hall has to be the leader?
You know, I think I give a lot of credit to Taylor Hall. His power play time has kind of gone down since McDavid's come back, and every player loves their power play time. That's where you get, as Nick calls it, your cookies. But he hasn't complained. He's kept his, if he has any problem with it, he keeps it quiet, and that's what a leader's supposed to do.
Oh, what a night it's going to be. This is the best night of hockey. Saturday nights where all of us sit back and watch a game together, and you get it. Edmonton hosting Winnipeg. Hockey Night in Canada next.
Jets and the Oilers have the 2 worst records in the Western Conference, but they still have a chance. Dave Randorf, Gary Galley with the call next.
Remove your hats and join Robert Clark with the singing of the Canadian national anthem. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
The countdown is on in Edmonton before the Oilers say so long to this great hockey barn. After tonight, just 3 Saturday night games remain at Rexall Place. And on that note, we bring you inside and introduce you to the starting netminders, and we want you to meet Laurent Brossoit. In net for the Oilers tonight, his first time under the Saturday night lights. Cam Talbot is under the weather, he's backing him up. So Brossoit gets his second career start. Down to the other end, Ondrej Pavelik's last start was exactly 12 weeks ago, but his knee is fine and the veteran is ready to get back in and help the Jets make a push, because Dustin Byfuglien and company are desperately short on time to start picking up points to get back into the playoff picture. But the biggest story coming into the night is the 19-year-old Connor McDavid, who plays his 20th NHL game this evening, and he already has 24 points. His line starts a line that combined for 13 points in a win on Thursday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Brian Little wins the draw, and we're underway here at Edmonton. Glad to have you with us, Dave Randorf and Gary Galley here at Rexall Place. Here's Nikolai Ehlers, a youngster himself who's really picking up the pace for the Jets. Sends the puck in, it comes up around the boards. Brian Little puts it back into the corner. There's Wheeler working on Sekera. Blake Wheeler, the 11th in NHL scoring, entering tonight, gets it back to Myers. They quickly move it across to Sherratt. His shot in on Brossoit, who covers up. Gary Galley is downstairs between the benches tonight.
Well, it's going to be exciting. This is the one Canadian team Connor McDavid has not played against as of yet, so it'll be exciting to see how he does against the Winnipeg Jets. And for the Winnipeg Jets, hoping for a much better start. First periods have been a struggle for them. 3 first-period goals with the Bruins the other day. And, of course, a bad third period. So they've got to tighten it up defensively if they're going to win this one tonight.
They've now allowed 56 first-period goals, Gary. That is the most in the NHL. Right away, they got a power play to work with here. There's the penalized player, Mark Fade, in the box. So the Jets with an early power play here in the opening 30 seconds. Sent around the boards and down the ice. Fane goes for slashing. And the Jets come in with the 25th best power play in the NHL. Here's Drew Stafford trying to work his way in against Greiba. Puck goes into the corner. Mike Scheifele is on it. Gets it to Andrew Ladd. Hops over his stick. Hendricks along the wall. Gets it down the ice.
1 for 5 the other night. But you know what? It's one of those things. This is especially teams in general have struggled all year. They've gotten better of late. And it's one of those things where the power play can make such a big difference in a hockey game that they can get you a goal as Perreault goes down, and he's extremely slow getting up. He's going to make his way to the benches. We have a look at the penalty in front of the net, the slash on the stick, and it's not like those old wooden sticks that you can really whack on them and they'll last. These ones here, if you catch them the right way, they will snap easily, and referees are inclined to make those calls.
The Jets do have a power play goal at 6 of their last 7 games. Right now they're having a difficult time getting going.
Well, it's one of those things where everyone looks at it as just end zone. How you do in the end zone, how many scoring chances you get. But it really is an amalgamation of a lot of different things. And do you move the puck, and do you move your body, and are your pieces interchangeable? Can someone move up and rotate up as someone moves into the slot? And anytime the 5 pieces are moving, it's a lot tougher to defense it.
And right now the Oilers penalty killers are doing the job. 18th in the NHL in penalty killing, 15th on home ice. Here's Brian Little with some speed down the right side, gains the zone, puts it off the end wall, takes an Oiler bounce right to Schultz, and he does the rest, and that one hops up and out of play, and the faceoff will come back inside the Oilers' blue line.
Well, Dustin Byfuglien, one of those characters right in the middle of the game. He does some crazy things sometimes, and here he comes up and he gives the referee a pull on the sweater just to kind of let him know that I'm here, so I need to be in the space you're in. So I need to get you out of there because this is my spot. And the linesman obliges and gets out of his way.
Draws pulled back, and Ehlers pass across, comes outside the line and forces everybody back. Nikolai Ehlers.
The season he's had. They asked Paul Maurice, what can he do to get better? And he said, just get older. That's all it was. He's going to be 20, I think, next week. He's turning 20. With 19-year-olds, had a heck of a year so far.
Turns 20 tomorrow on Valentine's Day.
His power play goal was the one that they scored in the Bruins the other night. It was a nice one at that. He's just one of those guys where he gets to high speed quickly and he can execute at a high speed. He's got great hands. He's got a great hockey IQ. He's really fitting well here.
Here's Toby Enstrom, meets that puck. The power play coming to an end here. Dying seconds. Matthew Perreault back up and into the play. And teams back at even strength. No shots for the Jets on the first power play of the night. Drew Stafford in along the side wall. Perreault kicks it free, looks back at the point, gets it to Jacob Trouba. Trouba trying to get it past his man Korpikoski, and it hops back outside, and everybody's got it clear. Scheifele steps back in, drops it off. Stafford shot is deflected on the way by. Here's Darnell Nurse. Got it away to Brandon Davidson. Zach Kassian goes across to Mark Letestu, and Taylor Hall up in this line now. Here he comes following the play, tries to center it, and goes crashing into the corner boards. Todd McClellan juggling things a little bit, separating Taylor Hall and Leon Draisaitl. They've been so good together.
Well, since October. I mean, those guys have been playing together since the middle to the late October, and you hate to split them up, but at the end of the day, they have both been a bit quiet as we have a look at Ondrej Pavelec, and he's been out for quite some time since the end of November, and here's how it all happened. Shane Doan comes racing down the ice. He never hits the brakes at all. I'm not sure if he knew how close he was or he just got shoved and he couldn't get to the edges of his skates, but that is a solid man running into you, and the injury was serious, and the knee is healed, and he's worked extremely hard to get back. Paul Maurice really happy with how hard he worked to get himself back in the lineup, and they're hoping he can stay healthy as they head down this stretch drive towards the end of the year.
That puck goes up in the air, and it's batted down by Schultz. Myers trying to keep the pressure on, and it's tipped outside the line. Here's Adam Lowry stepping back in for Winnipeg. A lot of pressure by the Jets here. Only one shot on goal so far from Winnipeg.
That's just really good penalty killing by the Oilers. I mean, they really didn't give the Winnipeg Jets very much. And they're a big team with some big players, and they can get inside you and be hard to contain. They did a really good job.
McDavid line back out on the ice with Benoit Pouliot and Jordan Eberle, who had his first career hat trick on Thursday. Pouliot 4 assists. And of course the headliner with the puck right now, 5 points for McDavid. He is stripped and the Jets come back in. Here's Wheeler. Wheeler, sharp angle drive, bounced out in front for Little. Great stop by Brossoit, and he will cover up.
Well, we all know Connor McDavid's great at stealing pucks, good hand-eye coordination, but how about Ehlers here? Big steal on him right here. Reach in, take that puck right back, turn it around, and now you're going the other way on the transition, and you hit the line, and right here is going to be a nice centering play. And Brossoit can't handle it, and the puck kind of squirts out into the slot area, and they get a second crack at it. And they can get it all frozen up.
Here's Burmistrov on the side wall, centers it, and nobody home for the Jets, so the Oilers move the puck out back to center. Nail Yakupov get his stick on it, and Chris Dorvert sends it back in. Brossoit leaves it for Eric Greiva. Davidson keeps it moving, and it's picked up along the sidewall by Yakupov. Here's Leon Draisaitl. Both he and Taylor Hall, the top scorers here at Edmonton, have been cold of late. No points in the last 4 for Draisaitl.
They were the go-to guys for quite a long period of time. With the list of injuries to Eberle and Brian Nugent-Hopkins, and you look at McDavid being out of the lineup for the period of time he was, those two guys were lugging the mail for a long, long time. And they just kind of maybe ran out of gas a little bit here over the last little while. Maybe an exhale once McDavid got into the lineup.
Look at those guys going again, and they got a great 1-2 punch, it would seem. Here's Hall, almost gave it away there to Perreault, stays on the puck, 1-on-2. Right now the Jets have had a great start here on the road. Now here comes Zack Kassian, shoved to the ice there by Ben Chiarot. Hall comes in and lays the body. Chiarot gives it up to Hall. Hall towards the net, looking for the tip from Kassian, and it goes into the far corner.
That's one of the things Taylor Hall talked about, not getting enough pucks to the net over this little slump he's in. And he said the last game they put these guys together in the third period. They had 5 shots on net. He felt like there were more pucks generated towards the net. And right there is a good example of it. He puts the puck right into the net and almost got a nice tip in there. It's nice when your players, if you're Todd McLellan, that they figure things out on their own. I mean, everybody understands that he's not producing, and that's great. But it's finding out the reasons why so you can fix them.
Ondrej Pavelec pulls that one out of the air and gets the whistle, and we will take a break. No score here at Rexall Place on Hockey Night in Kent.
It's 5-point night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, but Connor McDavid says that is over and done. I enjoyed it that night. It's time to move on. You got to move on and be consistent every night. 5-point nights don't happen very often, and when you look at the company of Wayne Gretzky and Sidney Crosby, that's the number of games it took for them to get their first 5-point night. The young McDavid got it quite a bit quicker.
12 points in his last 6 games since returning from that injury. Here the Oilers off the draw. Darnell Nurse with a shot off the inboards and picked up by Byfuglien. Big news in Winnipeg this week. Dustin Byfuglien signing that big long contract extension.
Well, it kind of starts to clear things up with Ladd as well. I mean, it's time to, figure it all out.
Here's Armia. Takes the pass from Ladd. Ladd's shot is blocked right in front, and Yakupov gets it out in front of his own net, and it comes to Byfuglien. Here's Lowry. Trying to center, was looking for Armia. Ladd gets it back to Byfuglien again. He'll throw it across to Enstrom. Enstrom shot up in the air and out of play.
You know, the one thing Paul Maurice talked about today is wanting to get in the offensive zone. He knows that the Oilers may be a weak defensively team right now, a young defensive team. You want to get in with those big bodies and use those big bodies down low to overpower the Oilers, and it's the one thing Todd McLellan talked about. We don't want to spend a lot of time in our end where we're allowing those big bodies to push us around out of the corners. We want to get up with our speed, get up and spend some time in the offensive zone.
Edmonton won the previous meeting between these two in this building, but they admit they kind of stole that one. Winnipeg was all over them, and Cam Talbot was excellent that night.
Your clears are so important, and that's 2 shifts in a row. Greiva just right there, and then a shift earlier where the defenseman down low turns it over and doesn't clear the zone.
Here's a chance for Little. Brian Little stopped by Brossoit. Welcome back to the NHL.
How about that for his confidence right there in his second NHL game, stopping a breakaway and keeping your team in it. This starts all the way in Winnipeg's end, and it's a quick exit by Sherratt, and all of a sudden they're gone. You have got to be aware now. Teams blow the zone. The wingers are gone, and Little, who's right up there and scoring with the Winnipeg Jets, one behind Stafford, gets himself a breakaway early in this one. Just couldn't bury it. Looked like he was trying to go 5-hole from here.
Little has got goals in back-to-back games. Now the Oilers come back the other way. Pouliot has the puck knocked off of his stick, and Perreault is right there. Got to get away from the check of Eberle. Eberle up there causing trouble, and he hammered Toby Enstrom.
The speed of Connor McDavid. The puck hits Pouliot on the outside, and he's up the ice. So now he's got to get the line, be onside, and then wait for McDavid. And when he looked up, I think McDavid got there a lot faster than he thought, and he tried to rush it through. Again, we saw the long stretch from Winnipeg. Here's one to Pouliot, and there you see McDavid go through your screen. I think he thought he was going to be a little bit later coming in. He was going to have time. The speedy McDavid was right down the pipe quickly.
And they win the draw. Puck controlled by Eberle. Wraps it around, and Ondrej Pavelec met him at the far post, and he covers up the puck.
Well, a 3-goal night for Eberle, and result of some really good line play by that whole entire line. And tonight is his 400th game, so it took him 399 of them to get the hat trick. And of course, playing with Connor McDavid was a big part of that. And you mentioned already Pouliot, he had a big night as well, a career high in numbers, so it's not a shock that both of them went with Connor McDavid. They had that kind of evening, as it took him 399 games. There's a few guys that took a few more, so he is the oldest Oiler right now.
Here's Draisaitl, tries to cut to the front of the net. Near side wall, Nurse rings it around. Here's Vlad, the captain, has it intercepted by Purcell. Armia skates it out, creates some room on the left side. Joel Armia now cuts in, following up. There's a shot, another stop by Brossoit. As he's made a couple of good stops here against the Jets.
Both these teams struggle defensively a little bit, and then both of them struggle with the reading of the rush. What's coming at you? How do you read it? How much danger do you see? Do you pick up the right guys? Here comes Armia down the side, and as he cuts in, everyone comes to the net, and look at the gap that's left up above. All of a sudden, you got 3 Oilers at the net, and then the slot is wide open, and that's where the puck is sitting. Good job by Armia to drive in, and then there's the late guy coming in. The late guy coming into the zone is always very dangerous because the goalie doesn't pick him up right away. And it was a good job by Brossoit to make that save. There was a lot of traffic in front of him when he shut that one down.
And they'll redo this face-off. Face-offs, one of the things that Connor McDavid was saying that he wants to work at, wants to get better at. He was 39% the other night against the Leafs, so kind of lost in all the hoopla over the 5 points.
That really bothered him.
Threw his game off completely.
Hey, I got to tell you, Sidney Crosby was not good on faceoffs, and when he met with Dan Bilesma his first year in Pittsburgh, he asked him, what can I do to be better? And he said, be better on your faceoffs. And he went and he worked on them a lot. He's pretty good at it now, and I think Connor McDavid will do the same.
And he's first to the puck there, sidesteps the hit from Trouba. And the Jets come out off the wall. That pass up ahead to Chris Thorburn. He's at center and he chops it in. 22-year-old Brossoit leaves the puck there for Brandon Davidson. The return leaves it for Justin Schultz. Schultz waits for everything to set up in front of him. Shots are 5-2 in favor of Winnipeg. 9 minutes into the first period. They gather some speed into their own zone. Flying down the wing. Purcell is hit and separated from the puck by Ben Sherratt.
Look who's on the left wing of that line right now. It's Taylor Hall, along with Draisaitl and Purcell.
That didn't last long, the whole breakup.
Well, no, it didn't. I don't know if he's going to go back to the original set, but right now he's gone back on that line.
And here is Hall. His pass across off the skates of Ehlers and all the way down the ice.
It's all about matchups, too. You're looking to get your best players out against the other team's weaker lines and weaker defense pairings, right? So with the last change on the faceoffs, if you can win those faceoffs, you can really do some damage.
Long stretch pass tipped in there by Korpikoski. Here's Pakarinen now trying to shake the check of Enstrom. Quick shot, rebound, and they couldn't find it on the opposite side. That was Matt Hendricks. Jets go side to side. Perreault gets it to Scheifele, and crunched in amongst a couple of Oilers, but it's Pacarino who took the worst of that one. And now Byfuglien is going to have a conversation, and we're going to have a fight. Matt Hendricks and Dustin Byfuglien.
Giving up a lot of size and power. Matt Hendricks, when he threw the hit, I'm not sure if he took an errant stick or maybe even a skate that might have come up into the air, but he's cut. He was cut before this fight even started. And he was kind of holding on to his face, and then all of a sudden Dustin Byfuglien entered and got a go time.
Bringing back memories of the old Smythe Division rivalry between the Jets and the Oilers. It's just heating up here at Rexall.
Penalty. Pro will come in to serve that for him. What a collision at center ice. Watch the hit right there, Hendricks. He catches the stick of Scheifele right in the eye, and as he makes contact, the stick is going to come up and catch Pacarino right in the face right there. So a double whammy as Hendricks injures himself and his teammate. The only person who didn't get hurt, looked like he got the worst of it, was Scheifele. And then in came Dustin Byfuglien, and when Byfuglien came in, Hendricks was kind of had blood all in his eye from the original high stick, and then had to go anyway.
So the Oilers get a power play to this. Perreault for the extra minor for cross-checking. And it's the first power play for the Oilers, 17th overall. Not quite as good on home ice. And here comes McDavid. McDavid's pass across onto the stick of Letestu, hammers that in. Toby Enstrom meets it in the corner. Now it's Myers with a chance to get it hard around the boards. Not hard enough. There's Pouliot. He sets up with a point, throws it across. Andrej Sekera juggles it for a moment and gets it to Connor McDavid. Into the corner, walking out. Pouliot gives it to McDavid, back pass. Pouliot shoots. That's blocked. And the puck comes back to Sekera. Andrej Sekera now. Here's McDavid. His shot blocked by Enstrom. McDavid gets the loose puck. Letestu throws it back to the line and past Sekera, who's got to go back and get it.
You hate when that happens. You're in the zone, you got good control of the puck, and then it's an errant pass. You got to go all the way back in your end, and it's 15 seconds before you can get back in and get settled.
Trouba steps up on Hall, but the puck goes into the corner. So the Oilers get it in there, and here's Taylor Hall back up to the play, throws it back to Schultz, and it hops away from him.
And there's another one, and this is 30 seconds. This takes 30 seconds off your power play. It's all about execution. Passing the puck, putting it on the tape, making it easy for the guy who's getting it. You can't throw him a bouncing puck, and he's the last guy at the blue line.
Stepping back in, Hall banks it off the wall to Draisaitl. Here's Schultz, goes across, one-timer, Yakupov. Whoa, that stung Mark Stewart, has dropped his stick, and he's heading directly to the bench. He is stung.
We saw the other night when Dan DeKeyser took the Dion Phaneuf shot. I mean, when you're standing in front of that net killing a penalty, some of those you never see coming. And that was a bullet from Yakupov. And he's feeling it for sure. You get this pass along the boards and you got nowhere to go. You got a linesman sitting on the boards. You can't go in there and tighten up. You take a pretty good jolt there from Trouba, and there's the slap shot that catches Trouba, and he's just going to the bench, holding his hand here, trying to shake it off, and you got the Freddie Flintstone fingers just going in and out and in and out, man. Those will feel pretty brutal for the rest of this game. You'll have to suck it up and fight through it.
Now Mark Stewart is one of Maurice's favorite Warriors, and he's shaking it off on the bench. Power play is over. No shots for Edmonton with that man advantage. Many of them blocked. Here's McDavid in front, and they can't finish on the backside. What a pass. And the tip goes just wide. Everly could have got this party started again. Drew Stafford waiting for that puck. Now he has got it. And into center ice and beyond come the Jets. Flipped up in the air and in by Perreault. Davidson. Near side wall, and it's going to be scooped up here by Pouliot. Right in front of the Oilers bench, back inside the line. Davidson gets away from Perreault, peels back on a line change. Now they start out. Here is Eric Greider up onto the stick of Hall. Their leading scorer, one of 13 guys in the NHL with 50 points. coming into action tonight. And he's in after this loose puck. And couldn't step around cleanly on Enstrom. Here's Little, who had a great chance earlier in the period. Sweeps it into the corner. Fane checks him, and Nurse gets it away. Now it's Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl near side to Taylor Hall. Hall in. His shot goes high up and over the net and down the ice.
Nice job by Draisaitl coming through the neutral zone, using his body and his big reach to protect the puck, and then handle the puck and then get it over to Taylor Hall.
Fane moves that puck, and Sherratt sends it right back in. Here's Darnell Nurse, who has a healthy scratch on the weekend on Super Bowl Sunday. Don McClellan, what a young defenseman to get a look-see from up above. He's right back in the lineup.
Well, trial by fire. I had a great talk with him today, and he loves the feedback, and he wants to be critiqued, good or bad. At the end of the day, he's not supposed to be playing in a top 4 role here. That's something that's happened to him with all the injuries and guys they've been missing. So it's true, but trial by fire for him, and I think sitting upstairs just gives him a chance to take a mental break as well.
Penalty calls made here. Looks like both teams are getting one, and we will sort it out for you when we come back. Hooking and Yakupov for embellishment. Gary, here's a look.
There wasn't much really to it, and you look at this, it's not much of a hook, a little whack on the arm, and he goes down. It's one of those calls either way, you think you just let it go. I mean, it's not really much going on there to call 2 penalties on, and he's saying, hey, I wasn't embellishing, I just kind of lost my footing. And there wasn't really much of a hook or a slash, really. It was just some gamesmanship through the neutral zone, so we'll have a little 4-on-4. I mean, the one strength of the Winnipeg Jets is 5-on-5. They're a much better team than Edmonton. I mean, they're like a goal differential, like a -1 compared to a -26 for Edmonton. So the more 5-on-5 they play, the better.
And with a little extra ice, Everly and McDavid up front. There's a tip from McDavid. Loose puck. Pavelec has got it. Covers up with McDavid on the doorstep. Well, this week, Rick goes to Fogo Island for quilting, kite flying, and more on the Rick Mercer Report Tuesday at 8 right here on CBC.
Star young players got just unbelievable hand-eye coordination, and here, right through traffic, look at him pull the stick in and tip this right towards the net. And he's got it in spades.
And right now, he's waved into the circle. In comes Everly to take the draw. Sekera waiting for it back at the point. And the Oilers control. Back in for Jordan Everly. Spins it back out there. Pavelec ready for that. Goes back into the corner. Now it's McDavid against Trouba. He got the puck away to Enstrom. And the Jets start out. Here's a good pass up to Little. Little with speed curls back. And then cycles it back along the boards. Wheeler will head to the bench as the Jets get it in. Long pass all the way up the ice. McDavid tripped up by Sherratt, and the Jets pick up the puck. Near side for Myers. Myers steps around Hall, but stripped with the puck, and now it's turned back by Taylor Hall. With some speed, right side, cuts in, shoots. Pavelec to stop, and Hall's on the rebound. Winds his way around the top, drops it off for Nurse. Out of the corner comes Draisaitl. Nurse with a one-timer deflected on the way through. That's Matthew Perreault. Banks it off the end wall. Drew Stafford meets its sideboards and gets it up ahead to Ben Sherratt. Here's Stafford now. Drew Stafford coming in, tries to center it, and it took a bounce off of Davidson and wide of the goal. 30 seconds to go on this 4-on-4. Close to 4 minutes remaining here in the scoreless first period at Rexall Place. Here's Davidson. Gets it up ahead. The Oilers step in with some speed. Purcell drops it off. He is stripped and Scheifele is off. Scheifele trying to step in there on Stecker, who regained the defensive position. Took the puck away, but Scheifele stays on it. Now he's giving the puck away to Pouliot. They go across to Purcell. Purcell to Pouliot. Throws it back, and they're going to hustle to keep it in, and they do, but not for long. Here's Scheifele showing no ill effects after that hit he took a couple of minutes ago.
They cut 2 Oilers, and he didn't even throw a hit.
His 200th game tonight. And the puck goes up and out of play. Teams are back at even strength 5-on-5.
Well, Taylor Hall, according to Todd McClellan, is still the guy that's going to make this thing work here, and he's taken off with some unbelievable speed. 2-3 steps, he's at full speed. And look at Draisaitl staying on side for him. And then eventually he gets to the net. They get a pretty good shot from the point that gets to the net. These two guys are really enjoy playing with one another. 44 of the 50 points that Taylor Hall has accumulated has come via side-by-side with Draisaitl.
Scramble off the draw. Here is Yakupov. Neil Yakupov, another former first overall pick who's sitting on just 4 goals, 14 points. This is 35th game. Brossoit, confident at the end of his net, moves it around, and the Oilers step out again. Letestu can't advance the puck. Took a moment too long, and now the Oilers will reset to the backside. Here's Davidson. To center and in. Around the wall, there's Mark Stewart right back out there for Winnipeg. After taking that hard shot block off the blast from Yakupov. Now here's Burmistrov. He shoots. That is blocked and cleared. Picked up with some speed by McDavid. Puck rolls away from him, and Enstrom gave it right back to McDavid, who goes to Pouliot, and it bounces into the corner. Across to Nurse. Nurse's shot off a leg back to the point. Net by Fane. His wrist shot bounces off the end wall, and now it's Thorburn. Arnell Nurse pulls that puck down. Curls away from the check of Burmistrov. Nifty little move there by Eberle, but he ran right into Enstrom. Here is Justin Schultz back and forth. 2 minutes to go. First period. Macarena tips the puck in. Here is Blake Wheeler. Extremely consistent point-producing season for Wheeler.
And 2 great helpers the other night versus the Bruins. The first 2 goals the Jets scored were a direct result of really good plays.
Off the end, boys. Penalty call coming up here, and it's another power play for the Oilers. Well, Tuesday night, Johnny considers running for town council on an all-new episode of Schitt's Creek, Tuesday at 9 on CBC.
Well, it's been an ongoing virus within the Winnipeg Jets team concept is that they just take way too many penalties. I mean, it's incredible the number of penalties they take. If you're going to try to be a playoff contender, you've got to take less penalties, especially if your penalty killing is not up to snuff. I mean, if you've got one of the real good penalty killing units, you can take a few more extra penalties, knowing that you can shut it down. But until that takes place, these penalties are just really overtaxing this team. A team that's allowed a lot of power. They've had a lot of power play goal in 36 of their games this year. I mean, that's tough to overcome.
45 in total, second most in the NHL, but here's a chance to go away. Short-handed, good play by McDavid to break that up, and now here he comes the other way. McDavid drops it off. Eberle in on the backhand, no room to shoot. Now it's McDavid back of the net. Walks out, try to center it, got it back. Try to throw it back to the line, but that's off the stick of Lowry. Lowry with some help. Here's Ladd, and Sekera got his stick in the lane.
Well, they got 8 short-handed goals, so you got to be aware of that if you're the Oilers. Second in the National Hockey League to the Ottawa Senators, who are first. I mean, they can score on you short-handed.
A lot of practice being short-handed. You point out, here's
get the more the more opportunities at it for sure.
Final minute, first period. Oilers with 1:10 to go in this man advantage, and here come the Jets again. Here's Burmistrov. Can't cut in on a couple Oiler defensemen. Letestu drops it off for Justin Schultz. Schultz up the Draisaitl. In stride, steps in over the line. Curls back, leaves it for Schultz. Schultz walks the line, down low. Quick shot. That's blocked before it reached the net. Here's Hall. Got some hop in his step tonight, curling all the way around the top. He'll drop it off. Draisaitl steps in, snaps a shot. That is blocked again. Schultz to Hall. 15 seconds to go in the period. Schultz across. Purcell into the slot. Draisaitl shoots. Great stop by Pavlik. And the puck goes into the corner. Held there by Schultz. One more shot. Purcell shoots. Up and over the net. And time expires in the first period. No goals. So that does it. No goals to tell you about here so far. First intermission coming up. We've got a feature on Dustin Byfuglien for the boys back at Hockey Central Control. We're through the first period in Edmonton. You are watching Hockey Night in Canada.
And we'll hear from Teddy Purcell when we come back. We're at zeros. We'll be right back.
Edmonton, we're all set for the second period here. There is no score after 20 minutes of play. The Edmonton Oilers in game 2 of a 6-game homestand. This is the longest homestand they have remaining in this old building. And there are 19 seconds remaining in the penalty to Brian Little.
Good start for the Winnipeg Jets. They came on real strong early. Had 5-1, I think the shots were, Dave, we were commenting about it, and then all of a sudden it's just been all Oilers down the backside. Of course, a couple of penalties didn't help the Jets.
And the Jets start by lofting that puck all the way down the ice. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Little, who, by the way, leads the Jets with 3 shots on net. Here's Taylor Hall. Sharp angle drive, misses the net. And it comes back across to Hall. Hall steps in, his drive, a wicked wrist shot that goes wide over the glove of Ondrej Pavelec. Here's Hall again, quickly back towards the net. Draisaitl in behind the goal. Team's back at even strength as Myers shoves Draisaitl off the puck and then takes it out himself. Up ahead to Ladd. Ladd and company in there. Brassard with the toe save there on a bouncing puck right in front of the Oilers' net. Now Hall is stood up there along the sidewall by Myers. And he lifts the puck into the near corner. Here is Teddy Purcell. Rolls away from Brandon Davison, and Dustin Byfuglien has the puck. His pass misses with Ehlers, but the Jets do step in. Here's Wheeler. Wheeler with a drive, and Laurent Brossoit makes the save, and there is no rebound.
What a toe save. When you look at the fact when that puck changes direction or it raises or drops, I mean, it takes a lot to follow it. And watch Brassard as he goes down with his left leg right there. I mean, he's thinking that puck's coming one way, and all of a sudden it's going the other. And right there, he reaches that left leg out, makes a great toe save. That's about as far as he could reach that leg, and it was all that he needed. And the score stays at 0-0.
Good look at the replay there from the Samsung net cam. Good face-off win by the Jets. Byfuglien, his wrist shot is deflected just past the stick of Perreault. He was tied up in front of the goal. Scheifele can't cut out in front. Nurse met him. And now it's Perreault coming off the sideboards. Gets it back to Byfuglien. Wrist shot up and over the shoulder of the Oiler netminder. McDavid down low, gets it to Darnell Nurse. Off the boards and chipped out by Pouliot. That one just missed McDavid, who was in behind Toby Enstrom. And this puck goes up and over the glass. Faceoff coming outside the line.
Well, I mentioned earlier it was Brassard's second game. His first game was against the San Jose Sharks and Todd McLellan. And he got a good look at him as he had 52 shots on net. He made 49 saves. But he did not get the win, unfortunately. You figured if you make 49 saves, you deserve it. But the Sharks bailed it all on him, and he was fantastic in that game, and they're hoping he's going to play the same tonight. Hopefully not as many shots, though.
Very familiar with this building. He's a former Edmonton Oil King, and he was a real star for them in a couple of deep playoff runs. Went to the Memorial Cup in 2012.
Didn't win, of course. I mean, got there, but fell short. They won it the next year.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, and he looks really calm. That's the one thing I noticed about him. I watched him coming in and off the ice, and I watched him in the warm-up. He was in front of me a couple of times. I was kind of following him. He's just a real calmness about him. He doesn't look nervous at all.
And no, he is not from Quebec. despite the name. He is from BC, born in Port Alberni, grew up in Surrey in the Lower Mainline. Played his minor hockey for the Cloverdale Colts. Hit back in by the Oilers. Here's Korpikoski, centers the puck. Nobody there for the Oilers, and the Jets knock it back out. Down the ice, foot race, Schultz and Thorburn, and the Oilers win it. And this is banked all the way down. Icing waved off, so Pavlik leaves it there for Stewart. And now it's turned over. Here the Oilers with a chance, wrapping it around. Walking out is Henrik. His drive off the shin pad there of Stewart, and harmlessly wide. Yakupov throws it across, long-range wrist shot gathered in easily by Ondrej Pavelec.
Well, Jacob Trouba, a little struggle behind the net. He gets the bank pass off the back wall from Stewart, and then I don't know if it just caught him, handcuffed him a little bit or not, but all of a sudden he just turned it right over. And these are the kind of turnovers that are critical. The other night against Boston, it was Mark Scheifele who had the turnover just inside the tops of the circles and led to an Eriksson goal. Those turnovers, there's just not enough time to recover, and it's not enough time to get help from a teammate when they're that tight to your net.
Myers saw Zach Kassian coming. And the Jets have a 2-on-1 cooking here. Now they're stepping in. It's Ladd. He's got his man in, shooting, and it goes up and over the shoulder. That was Brian Little, who's had a hot stick with goals in back-to-back games, and he took the shot and missed. Now down the ice. Here's Myers. Back there being assisted by Sherrod. Both he and Kassian crumble along in. Boards Letestu throws it out in front. Nurse steps up and keeps the puck in. Here's Letestu trying to get it back to Kassian. Off the end wall to the back of the net. Little battling down low with Letestu. And the Oilers come up with a puck. Here's Purcell. In towards the goal. Knocked down, blocked by Sherrod. Penalty call coming up. Delayed penalty call in effect as Ehlers steps inside the Edmonton blue line. Here's Wheeler. One hand on his stick, leads it now. Centering a tip for Scheifele, and he fired it wide on the one-timer setup from Andrew Ladd. Power play coming up for the Jets.
Well, a couple of breakdowns for the Edmonton Oilers, and it led to a couple of good chances. And here's a look at one of them, a 2-on-1 clear from the red line in. And this puck gets flipped up. And look at the 4 Oilers sweaters. I mean, they're all jammed into. That's just not thinking. And that's a 2-on-1 that almost results in a goal. Good job by Brossoit to keep that out of the net. And then here Kassian sticks a stick into the feet in the tripping penalty. And coaches hate these penalties. You're in the offensive zone. You're 200 feet from your net. And you take down an opponent. And of course, he didn't mean to do it. But at the end of the day, it's a penalty nonetheless. And you got to kill it off now.
Tripping call for Kassian. It is his 13th game as a member of the Edmonton Oilers. Scrum for the puck in the corner, comes to the near point for Jacob Trouba, loads, fires. That shot is deflected into the corner. Here is Perreault. Perreault back to Trouba. Walks the line into the middle, gives it up for Drew Stafford. His drive, blocker saved there by Brossoit. And Trouba keeps that in, quickly across to Stafford. Stafford, Perreault, he'll shoot, and that's blocked by Greiba. And they pass back to the point. Misses, and Perreault looks at the rafters in frustration as he threw it away.
We saw that on the Oilers power play earlier in the first period, and I commented that those are killers, and the Jets come down and do the same thing.
Quickly back in there, but then they gain possession and set back up. Here's Perreault fighting for it, gets it back down low for Ladd. Ladd goes back to Trouba. Jacob Trouba stepping into the corner, down low now for Perreault. Here is Stafford near side. Ladd's parked right in front of Brossoit. There's the drive. Scheifele looking for it. Great stop by Brossoit in traffic and in tight.
Good job clearing the rebound, too. Your goaltender's there to make the first save, and after that, you have got to help him out, especially on the penalty kill. And the Oilers do a good job of boxing out and clearing the rebound.
35 seconds remaining in the kill. And the puck is sent right back down. Here's Ehlers. Ehlers steps out, and McDavid was on him. Now he'll peel back to the bench.
He did not see Pouliot there. He did not see him at all. He stepped out. He was looking at one of his teammates, and the next thing you know, there was Pouliot standing right in front of him.
Here's Ehlers. Goes across. Connor Myers with 5 seconds remaining in his penalty. Here comes Little with some speed, throws it back. Ehlers, his shot. That catch a piece of the post. Brossoit may have gotten some of it as well. Quick release there.
Well, the kid's learning. You don't have a lot of time to pick your spot. You've got to receive it. You know where the net is. It's instinct. Pick your spot and let it go as quickly as you can.
One shot on that power play for the Winnipeg Jets, but we are still awaiting the game's opening goal here. Ehlers with a snapper off the outside of the post.
Welcome back, and at the end of a win versus the Leafs on Thursday night, Todd McLellan had a conversation with Jordan Eberle and Connor McDavid. The gist was really towards Eberle and how proud he was of his game that night. Thought it was one of Jordan's best games of the season so far as getting to scoring areas and also with regard to his board play in the defensive zone. Both things the coaching staff have been reminding Eberle about. Dave, Gary?
The last 7 goals the Oilers have scored have been scored by either one of those two guys.
Well, that's the one thing as a coach, you want your players to understand, yes, you're scoring goals, but why are you scoring the goals? What are the reasons why? It's not just by luck. It's because you've done the work in other areas, giving yourself the opportunity. And that's what he's trying to kind of breed here in Edmonton, is that it's all about the little things that add up. And don't change your game if things aren't going particularly well. Do the same things good every single night, and eventually you will be rewarded for it. And I think that's what he wanted to kind of get to Eberle, and it's a great thing. We've seen Todd McLellan do this a lot this year, with his players come down, lean in, talk to them. It's a young team. You're teaching all the time, and it's about learning how to play the game the right way, and then you'll be rewarded for it.
Oilers control off the draw, and Grava puts it back in there. Pavlik will stop it up, and he'll be picked up by Tyler Myers. Up ahead now, this is Joel Armia. Armia is becoming a fixture of this Jets lineup with some good hard work. Andrew Ladd took his man down, and the puck goes inside the Jets zone. Oilers trying to get something going here with Hall. Hall can't step around Myers, and Pavlik will reach out and cover that one up.
Kraft Hockeyville will announce the top 10 communities on March 5th. Visit khv2016.ca for more information. Brought to you by Kraft Peanut Butter.
It's a game of angles, and when you have the right angle, you can cut in all you want. You're just not going to get through. Ladd does a really good job of cutting them off. And when talked about Connor McDavid, the one thing he says, if you want to control Connor McDavid, make him play in his end a lot. Best way to do it.
Great face-off win there by McDavid. Gets a shot on net. And they can't fish that pass out into the middle, and now it's Ehlers with a 2-on-1. Ehlers steps in, across, scores! Blake Wheeler opens the scoring here in Edmonton.
Face-off in the offensive zone, and after the break, yeah, you get Connor McDavid on the ice. The more face-offs in the offensive zone, the more offense you can create. He wins the face-off, and as the play rolls around, it's going to come out of the zone on a pinch right there. And as it comes out of the zone on the turnover, Connor McDavid is coming back, and he elects to follow the same player for the first 2 or 3 steps that Sekera already has. And instead of following him, his immediate should have been right to the middle of the ice. He starts to head there, but there's no way he's going to catch the speedy Wheeler who's coming down the outside. And a nice little saucer pass across right onto the tape, and no chance as he buries that on the slide into the back of the net.
Did he ever? Wheeler had just 1 goal in his last 12 road games. Bury that one, and that's his 15th of the season from Ehlers and Brian Little. And it's 1-0 Winnipeg. In this, the first of a 4-game road trip for the Jets. And with the trade deadline looming, a lot of questions still to be answered about where the Jets are and what they're going to do.
Andrew Ladd is the main focus, and you're a veteran player. It's tough to have all that going on.
Here's Perreault, puts it out in front. Brossoit came across and made the save. Now it's Perreault again. Puck got away from him up the line, and Enstrom sends it back in, but that is offside. Well, Monday night, Jekyll goes to London to discover his dark ancestry. Jekyll and Hyde, Monday at 9 on CBC.
You talk to the Winnipeg Jets because they haven't seen Connor McDavid yet. You know, and you talk to a couple of the players, you just say, what do you think? And you know, Connor McDavid, they say, well, we don't need to see him live to know he's good. We've seen the highlights. We've seen what this kid can do. We're fully aware what we have to do tonight.
Hand pass is the call.
So you got to get on him. You got to take his time and space away like any good player you would in the National Hockey League. And the Jets have done a pretty good job of it. Here early in the first, they pickpocket him right here. Ehlers does a nice job on the transition. Off the face-off, center on center. Stay with him. Don't let him get loose. Good job by Scheifele. Defense, stay tight to him. Don't give him space. Right there, they both converge on him as he's entering the zone.
The Jets score first here in the second period on the goal by Blake Wheeler. Now here comes Little, who got an assist on that goal. So did this guy. Ehlers in towards the net. Brossoit makes the save. And now Ehlers has it again. Nikolai Ehlers, he is shifty. Tries to put it towards the net. Puck is loose, and Wheeler couldn't get it on his stick, but he has drawn a penalty. And it's another power play for the Jets coming up.
Eric Gryba had his hands full in front of the net, and he ends up taking down Blake Wheeler. And first the goal, and now it's going to be another penalty kill for the Oilers. And position in front is key, and Wheeler gets position, and there the hook comes around. And that's the one thing as a forward, as a defenseman, excuse me, is that you want to establish your body position first. So you don't let the forward get inside you, because if he does get inside you, he's very tough to contain, and he has first access to all rebounds. So you want to make sure you're always between your goaltender and your opposition. And right there, Wheeler got inside on him, and now there's a penalty.
Third power play for Winnipeg. They're 0 for 2. Here's Stafford, one-timer, and he missed to the far post. They keep the puck in. Stafford mishandles that pass, and now the Oilers get a chance to clear it, and then some. Henrik steps in, loads up, and that is off a stick and out of play.
Well, I've played on this ice lots. It is one of the best ice surfaces in the National Hockey League. Good hard ice, quick ice. It just seems to me tonight a lot of players are bobbling pucks. I don't know whether it's just a little nerves or on the edge or what, but we've seen a number of times on the power play, pucks are rolling and missing guys, and it's just those really make it tough to get any kind of like roll on the power play. Both teams have been guilty of it.
There was a junior game in here this afternoon. The Edmonton Oil Kings were on home ice. They beat Lethbridge in an overtime game. Here comes Stafford stepping in with speed into the corner. Almost lost his footing and eventually lost the puck. Schultz can't shovel it out. Now he gets back. Second attempt outside the line. Knocked down by Trouba. Ladd throws it across. Perreault gets it back to Stafford, and it's back in. Off the wall, trapped by Drew Stafford. Here is Myers. Myers walks the line, throws it into the corner for Matthew Perreault. Perreault back to Myers. Back it up, being watched. Here is Stafford on the half boards. In towards the net. Ladd with a tip, and it goes to the far wall. Perreault back to Myers. Over to Stafford. Myers. Finally a wrist shot, and that is deflected just out of the reach of the glove of Brossoit. Here's Ladd. Back pass and down the ice. Didn't even look. Threw it down the length of the ice now with half a minute to go in this Jets power play.
Well, sometimes you can't look. Sometimes you just got to hope that the player's reading off you and you've made the right guess. And it does happen in a game. You just got to do it. And unfortunately, that time, the I's and the T's didn't cross and didn't dot there.
Another shot just misses stick side. Here's Wheeler. He'll throw this one back, and no, he can't keep that. And here's Purcell. Short-handed break. Purcell in there. Stopped by Pavlik. Penalty call coming up. And it's going to be a slash against Winnipeg. Nice stop by Pavlik.
The whole Oilers bench is up. They want a penalty shot here, and they're not going to get one. Dustin Byfuglien toe picks, but again, it comes off a tough pass. It comes along the blue line and sits on his backhand. He has to reach back and grab it. That is a terrible pass to have to retrieve. He loses his footing, and then here we go. It's a breakaway, and this is the sloppiness of the power play that we've seen on both sides tonight. And it's a big save for Pavlik, who hasn't played since the end of November, and it ends up drawing a penalty on the slash. I mean, you have to know the players you're playing with, where their forehand is. He's a right-hand shot. When you label one across there on his backhand, that's tough to handle.
4-on-4 is now over, so now the Oilers have a power play. This will be their third. They're also over 2, obviously, on the night, and they're going to start from behind their own net here.
They had a bit of a roll there. They played the Ottawa Senators. They went 3 for 3, and then another 2 more against Columbus. 5 power play goals in back-to-back games. Since then, it's cooled a little bit. They were on fire there.
Mark Stewart finds the puck and throws it down the ice. Schultz back to get it. McDavid comes over the boards for the Oilers. And here he comes winding it up and picking up the puck. No, he's going to leave it there, and he'll race up the ice. Here's Letestu now. Benoit Pouliot cannot gain the zone, and he's forced back by Dustin Byfuglien. 1 minute to go in this Oilers power play. Pass up to Letestu. They'll try this again. Letestu sweeps it towards the net, goes off the inboards. Here's Eberle. Eberle in the corner, and now along the sidewall, being helped out by McDavid. And it's shoveled back and out over the head there of Benoit Pouliot.
Good job by the Jets. They've done their homework. Connor McDavid on the swing. They just wait for him to make his swing to his backhand side, and they pick him up and they carry him right through the neutral zone. In other words, someone else is going to carry this puck up the ice, not 97. And they did a good job of it on that kill.
And this kill is almost over. Just 20 seconds remaining. The Oilers have not even been in the zone, and Davidson is now forced back by Adam Lowry.
Good job up ice by the Jets. Their penalty killers done a real good job of tracking guys and good angling, because it's really shut them down.
Stepping back in over the line. Here's Hall in the corner. Power play is over. No shots for the Oilers, and we have a whistle. Faceoff will stay inside the line. So Blake Wheeler has the only goal of the night so far. It's 1-0 Jets on Hockey Night in Canada.
Was up by 1, but now down by 1, 3-2 to Anaheim. Dave, Gary.
So Connor McDavid down the tunnel there, just getting a little skate repair.
He's already putting it on. That's just a little over a minute. Great job by the trainers.
Like an F1 pit stop.
He got it off, down during the commercial, sharpen, and he's not even going to miss his shift.
Sent back down the ice by the Winnipeg Jets. Jets started off the season not very good on the road, but they've been a lot better of late. Here's Ehlers with a sharp angle drive. Stopped by Brossoit. Ehlers on the puck, walks out, tries the other sharp angled side and misses. Sherratt backs up. Winnipeg with 3 consecutive road wins, 5-1-1 in their last 7 away from the MTS. And a 1-goal lead here tonight.
Too much time to get the puck up the ice. Sherratt has the puck inside his own blue line. He's got Little flying, and Little has to jam the brakes on it. It's up to the defenseman to hit the players in full stride. If you don't, you slow your team down, and it affects the attack. He would have been in the zone clean if he hits him on the tape on time.
And that is icing. Well, Friday night, real people share personal connections at the airport on an all-new episode of Hello, Goodbye, Friday at 8:30 here on CBC.
It's one of the things we talked about with Coach McClellan as well today, is that with the young Oiler defense and an inexperienced Oiler defense, with the kind of Mustangs you got running up front, you know, it's imperative that your execution coming out of your end is on board, because if you can hit these guys on the fly, they can get that speed attacking their opponent. They're going to be hard to contain.
The defense that right now is missing Oscar Klefbom. Out since the middle of December. Here's Armia now trying to get away from the check of Davidson. Works it around the boards. Ladd meets it, gives it to Trouba. Trouba back to Ladd out of his skates. And back towards the net. Lowry is there, but the loose puck is picked up by Greiber. Back to the line, not out, kept back in there. Ladd puts it in, kicked out by Brossoit. No, this is not a power play. Armia lost control of it, and it rolls down the length of the ice. Oilers trying to make a change here with a long change as the Jets step back in. Here's Armia. Carries that puck into the corner, leaves it for Thorburn. Thorburn in for Andrew Kopp. Kopp shoots it up high on the shoulder of Brossoit. The shots right now in the second period are 11-3 in the favor of the Jets.
Well, 12 now. He's had another one. I mean, it's been all Jets right now. They have really done a good job of getting up the ice quickly. They haven't spent an overabundance of time in their end. When you look back at this period, Dave, it was just the one breakaway shorthanded by Purcell, and that's been about it.
Puck goes up and out of play, and that'll give us a chance to take a quick breather here at Old Rexall Place in its farewell season on a Saturday night.
A big week for Connor McDavid. It all started last Saturday afternoon when he got to meet Mr. Bob Cole. And then, of course, he witnessed Martin Brodeur's ceremony in New Jersey. And then it's all capped off Thursday with a 5-point night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, the team he grew up cheering for. And I have a feeling Dave and Gary, he'll have a few more big weeks in his NHL career.
Pretty safe bet. Face-off win by the Jets, and they control the puck again. They've had it pretty much the entire second period here. That shot off the end wall. That pass ends up back in the line. Eaters with a drive, goes off a skate right to the Edmonton Oilers. Here's Everly now, into the middle for McDavid. McDavid back to Everly. And Wheeler takes care of him into the end wall. And now stealing it is Pouliot. Here's Sekera. Off a stick and back into the corner here, picked up. Now it's Schultz stepping up. Pavlik forced to make a good stop on the defenseman who stepped up in the play.
Coming up the ice, get the puck into Connor McDavid's hands. He attracts so much attention. Everyone just converges on him. When he has the puck, he gets it into the zone, and it's this foot pass here from Sekera that kind of airmails the net. Good job by the Oilers to track the puck down. It's a 50-50 puck, and then Schultz comes in off the blue line. Good job to find the hole in the ice that no one's covering. Better job to spot him and get it on him. And he gets a really good look at it. Tries to go upstairs short side on Pavlik. He was sharp.
Another quick drive, well up and over the net off a stick.
You know, when you haven't played in a long, long time like that, you've done a lot of time rehabilitating, you've been on the ice practicing a lot, taking a lot of pucks. You know, you get into the game and you just feel like you got to feel pucks, right? You have to feel a lot of pucks, and he hasn't had an opportunity to feel a lot of pucks, and that's really tough. And regardless of that, he's made a couple of big saves. The breakaway and then that glove save right there.
Oilers control, off the draw, cycles back into the corner, and a penalty call coming up to Adam Lowry. He really raked Draisaitl there in the corner. Draisaitl leaves it for Hall. Hall shoots, and that misses the net. Here's Draisaitl now with the extra attacker on. Hall banks it off the boards. Davidson with a blast goes up and over the goal and down the ice to center. Oilers still with possession.
Hit the net, boys. Man, two great opportunities to get a puck on the net, and both of them are high risers. Not even close. As the Winnipeg Jets, another penalty. Here, Lowry just gets one arm in around him, and of course, when he cuts to his right, the stick is basically around his neck, and Draisaitl's 6'3", 6'4". I mean, easy call to make, and the Edmonton Oilers have got to strike here soon. I mean, they've got to get some energy in this building. This is a building that will get loud if you get the fans going. Right now, they haven't had a lot to really get excited about. As they're going to start this thing with Letestu, McDavid, and Pouliot.
So let's see what the Oilers got here. They are 0 for 3 with a man advantage. Sent around the boards by McDavid. Hit by Sekera. Back in deep, now behind the net. And still giving a bump. Thorburn gets to it and sends it down the ice.
This is the tough thing if you're Todd McLellan, because, you know, you get Connor McDavid back, the power play's really picked up, and then guys like Taylor Hall and Draisaitl, who are coming over the boards first and playing the bulk of the power play, are now catching the tail end of it and maybe not getting as much.
McDavid in the high slot. Pouliot throws it back to the line. Here is Eberle. Eberle steps in. Now he goes back to Sekera. Sekera over to McDavid. Back to Andre Sekera. Wrist shot. Looking for the tip. Wide side. Rebound was there for Letestu, and he batted it wide. And the Jets clear it. And the Oilers change.
What are we doing?
1 minute gone. In the power play as they start out. Purcell quickly moves it up to Leon Draisaitl. Trying to get it to Hall. That's cut off, and the Jets come back short-handed. Burmistrov dancing around. He shoots, and that's off the stick of Korpikoski and over the net. Oilers back the other way. Lead pass up ahead. Korpikoski racing in. Now it's Trouba with a chance to clear it. Does not get it past Draisaitl. And Edmonton now trying to work it back to the line. That's picked up by Thorburn. And here they come again. Chris Thorburn with Ladd. And the lead pass was too far ahead of him.
Tough shift for Draisaitl. That's 2 turnovers on the power play. 1 on the entry, and then 1 on a puck that you have control of on the boards. It's just a killer.
Dumped into the corner. Hall is there, throws it back to the point. Nobody home.
And there's a flip into the corner that your opponent gets. I mean, you've just got to make smarter plays. I know it sounds easy. It's not as easy as it sounds, but at the same time, you know, you've got to put pucks in places where you have a better chance to get them.
Centering pass through the skates of everybody and picked up by Wheeler. He's given a hit by Cassian. Here's Nurse with a blast that misses the mark. Edmonton with 5 goals the other night against the Leafs, having a tough time getting 1 here tonight. Ample opportunity with a man advantage. Here's the lone goal scorer, Wheeler. Snaps one wide of the mark. And Sherratt steps up to try to keep this in. Ehlers now in the corner. Up there with Sherratt. And now it's Nurse in the final minute of the second period. Nurse carries in, hammers that one in over the shoulder of Pavlik. Cassian can't get it away from Sherratt, and now it is Perreault and company getting away. Stafford in there with Scheifele going for the net. His shot is wide of the mark as well, and now here's a chance to race away. It's McDavid coming in, drops it off. Eberle shoots. Pavlik to save. McDavid from his knees, and Pavlik makes another stop. Andre Pavlik, his first game in 12 weeks. Called upon the last few minutes to make some saves, and he's keeping it out.
What Connor McDavid does so well is he executes at high speeds. Even when he turns the puck over, he gets it at high speed. And then he gets a great job. He's on his knees, and he still stays with the puck, and he gets it to the net. He's got Eberle with him, but the amazing part of this is how he picks it up at full speed. And then gets up and on the back check. Some guys, they got to slow down to steal a puck. With Connor McDavid, not necessarily. Anything that's loose, he's got great reach, he's got great stick, he gets it in there and doesn't stop his legs from moving. So it makes him so hard to catch up to.
Lowry carries in, final seconds now, the second period. Back for Armia, his drive, and Brossoit, square to the shot, makes the stop.
Well, in the quiet zone for Armia, he's not in tight on the hash marks, he's out more closer to the blue line. And it's kind of the quiet zone because sometimes as the opponent, the defensive team, you can't find him. And he gets an opportunity to get a pretty good look at it and a pretty good shot, which he got a lot on. Brossoit with a really good stop.
Laurent Brossoit went to the AHL All-Star game recently. Had a good year down there in Bakersfield. And the Oilers lift this one out of the zone, and that will do it for the second period. Only 1 goal on the board, and it is scored by Blake Wheeler. Andre Pavlik with a couple of late stops to keep it a 1-0 game. Second intermission is on the way. George Stroumboulopoulos and the guys will go inside the game when we come back to Hockey Night in Canada. 16 home games remaining at Edmonton's Rexall Place, but the Oilers trail 1-0 to the Winnipeg Jets through 40 minutes of play. Dave Randor back with you, along with Gary Galley. Blake Wheeler, the only goal scorer so far tonight, Gary.
Yeah, it's been an uneventful offensive game. We've had some breakdowns and a few chances here or there. I think the majority of them have gone for the Winnipeg Jets, as Brossoit has been pretty good for the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton just real quiet second period. They did have a couple of grade A quality scoring chances, but Pavelec was up to the challenge. Only 14 shots for the Oilers. That's not a lot of pucks at the net.
Both top lines out of the ice. Here's Eberle bouncing puck. He's down low with McDavid. Wraparound attempt, and he is stood up and met immediately by Byfuglien as Pavelec covers the puck.
Well, the injury to Connor McDavid had really slowed him down, so he's only really played all the Canadian teams really one time, except for the Winnipeg Jets, which he has yet to play until tonight. And you can see the numbers against the Canadian teams. Vancouver having the most success against them, only the 1 point. Toronto the worst with 5 the other night. So far tonight, nothing for Connor McDavid. Winnipeg Jets have done a pretty good job containing him.
Couple of shots. Wide side pass for Blake Wheeler. Wheeler stepping in there, has Ehlers headed for the front of the net. And he's still got it. Now he's rubbed up by Sekera. Comes to the line, Enstrom pokes at it. Sekera in traffic with a couple of Jets, including Ehlers.
You got to give the Jets a lot of credit here. They've played a pretty good road game for 2 periods. You know, they played a Boston Bruin team that got totally ran over by the Los Angeles Kings, and they weren't ready for it when they got to Winnipeg, and they got kind of throttled themselves, and then they're coming in with that same kind of attitude Boston had. They've been pretty good.
Winnipeg had a good first 2 periods, and then Boston scored early in the third and really kind of ended it there.
Well, they allowed 3 goals in the first period, and on those 3 goals they were allowing, I mean, they were falling behind all the time, and they were self-inflicted wounds, so the score was tight, but they really were sloppy early on in that game as well.
Into the corner it goes. And now the Jets pick it up again with speed. Armia at center on his backhand, flips it in, and Ladd's going to go in after it against Derek Ryder. Ladd takes it free, puts it up the wall, and it's met by Trouba. Trouba almost gave it away to Hall. Now it's flicked in towards the net, wide of the mark. Stewart meets it on the opposite side. Davidson. Over to Purcell, who comes across to Taylor Hall. And Hall dumps that in. Pavelec watches it all the way. Mark Stewart picks it up. Back and forth with Matthew Perreault. And now Trouba. Long pass up again with Scheifele. Scheifele, here's Perreault. Quick shot, and Brossoit makes the stop.
Well, you want to keep an eye on Connor McDavid. I mentioned the Jets have done a pretty good job, and here's a way of not letting them score. Just grab onto the blade of his stick and hold on to it. And that way there you kind of keep him close to the vest. As Blake Wheeler, who's the only goal scorer tonight, he's got 4 shots on net. And a guy like Ehlers, he's had 9 attempts toward the Edmonton net tonight. That leads both teams. Only 2 shots. He's had 3 blocked and 4 he's missed the net, but he has been all around the mark. From the red line in, his teammates will tell you, he is very dangerous.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, or Blake Wheeler said to Cassie Campbell in the intermission. Now here's Kassian on the loose puck. Zach Kassian snaps the shot. Misses the mark, bounces to the sidewall. Now it's picked up by Enstrom. Enstrom dumps it in. Andrew Kopp goes in after it against Nurse. Gets a little support. Out of the corner comes Thorburn, cycles it back. And it's Burmistrov now. Lost his footing. Checked by Fane. Puck comes free for Letestu. And now it's Nail Yakupov. Kassian trying to race away. He's got Nurse stepping up in the play. Darnell Nurse into the corner. In there against Enstrom. And now it's Thorburn. Puts it to open ice near side. Hustling after his Wheeler. And he is held up there along the sidewall by Connor McDavid. McDavid banks it off the boards and gets it right back and starts out. Drops it off for Eberle. Right side, steps it over the line, curls back, but that is offside at the Winnipeg line. February 24th, don't miss the update special on an all-new Dragon's Den. That's Wednesday, February 24th on CBC.
Trying to create some offensive zone time, the Edmonton Oilers are, and they're having trouble just entering the zone. Winnipeg's done a really nice job of standing up and not giving them a lot of space in that blue line as they enter the zone.
David wins that draw, pulls it back to Schultz, who comes quickly across to Sekera. And that is tipped into the Jets bench from Benoit Pouliot.
Well, in the middle of a nice conversation on the bench here between Kassian and Thorburn, and can't really tell you what was said in the conversation, but it was quite interesting.
You are privy to those conversations
I am,
from your vantage point.
Some things you just got to keep to yourself.
Puck bounces around. Adam Lowry pokes it free and then heads into the Oilers zone. Lowry tapped off his stick by Sekera, and now here comes McDavid gathering speed. And again back to Eberle, and it's knocked off his stick, and they can't enter that zone.
That's exactly the play I'm talking about. Sherratt does a great job. He doesn't leave the gap too big that Eberle gets comfortable space. As soon as he jams the brakes on, time and space dissipates, and all of a sudden the puck exits the zone. Edmonton's got to start getting those pucks past people, chipping them into the zone. If Winnipeg's going to stand up, make them go back.
Penalty call made. Interference is the call over right in front of the Winnipeg bench.
And that's going to be personal, and the interference on the defenseman Byfuglien, that makes basically how the 2-on-1 was going to happen, and the referee called it immediately right away. And you'll see it on the bottom of your screen, right from center ice towards the blue line. And you'll see the interference right there. As he pushes him into the wall, that allows Hall to step inside, and there's no such thing as a moving pick in this game. And that's a penalty, and the Winnipeg Jets will go on to the power play here with 16:06 and a 1-goal lead left here in the third period.
Their fourth of the night. 0 for 3, and they win this draw. Here's Myers with a lead to shoot. He does. Puck is loose right in front of Boissois, and now it goes into the corner. Eric Henricks, who's lost his helmet on the play. He was already hit up high in this game.
Well, he's got the sutures to prove it.
Now it's Wheeler. Wheeler in deep. Boissois the stop. Again, puck is free now, steered in the corner. Byfuglien's going to go get it. Throws it back behind the Oiler net. Greiva makes no mistake and lifts this one down the ice.
Well, they move Ehlers onto the point, and then Paul Maurice elects to put Byfuglien down in front of the net. And what a pain he is. That is a 260-pound man you're trying to move around, and for the goaltender, he has to look around.
Boissois missed that puck as it rolls into the corner to the line, held by Myers. Knocked down by the Oilers and cleared. Nurse doing the job.
Well, every time you get a clear like that, you're able to bring out 2 fresh sets of legs. And then the aggressiveness happens, and that's exactly what Pouliot just came off the bench. He's got lots of energy in him. He'll push Wheeler hard here.
Oilers penalty killers forcing the Jets back with 46 seconds remaining in this power play in a 1-goal game. 5 minutes gone, third period. Here is Stafford on his backhand, chops it in there, Fane gets to it. Now Scheifele's on the puck, and he gets it to Drew Stafford. Off the wall to Trouba. Back to Stafford. Stafford looking for a tip in front, went off a skate, just missed that far post. Perreault lost his footing, and he's turned it over, and the Oilers are going to step in. Still short-handed, Fane's going to the net, and he can't tip that one in. Here's Scheifele, back for Winnipeg, up ahead to Stafford. Stafford towards the goal, Boissois the stop, reaching for it, and now he's got it. 8 seconds remaining in the man advantage.
Well, the boards don't move, and Perreault falls down in a 2-on-1 for the Oilers. Just couldn't get anything out of it. And here's Big Byfuglien in front of the net, and I mentioned he is hard to move around. And the shot comes from Myers from the point, and then he gets all over that as well. And then off the bench comes Pouliot, and you got to be active, get your stick moving, whack him, push on that stick, and get him to move the puck so you can attack the next one. And there's his teammate there coming right in to attack the next pass. When the players, the forwards, are in sync, it's one guy pushes, one guy attacks the pass, and you hopefully can disrupt it enough that they just can't get up ice with any rhythm.
Down low, walking out of Thorburn, couldn't get it out in front of the net. Davidson broke it up, and now they're back to even strength. So 5, or rather 4 shots for the Jets on that power play, but they are now 0 for 4. So the penalty killers for the Oilers, they were 5 for 5 against Toronto on Thursday, and now they're 4 for 4 tonight. And they keep it a 1-goal game. Now it comes free out in front of the net to Hall, who got it right back to Letestu. He gets it deep, peels back for the change. Enstrom almost had Vermees in some trouble on the forecheck there from Taylor Hall. Now it's McDavid out in front. And that ends up with Winnipeg. Now McDavid's got it, spins away, he's going to cut in. McDavid can't get a shot away. Here's Hall, looking for that puck. Jets get it. Vermeestrov has to go off a skate. Oilers need to clear the zone. They do quickly. And that allows the Jets to reset. Now it's Bufflin. Bufflin up ahead to Joel Armia. That pass doesn't click. Now it's Pouliot. Can't get away from Armia, who makes a nice little play. Now he's going to step in. Everly breaks it up for a swallow to stop him. Second effort goes up and over his glove. Here's Armia coming out, backhander. And again, Brossoit stops that. Here's McDavid with a lead pass up ahead for Pouliot. Too much on it. And Sherratt gets to it. Armia, nice little move again. Just gets that puck outside the line.
Well, when you look at the deal for Evander Kane and the major parts of that deal, of course, Tyler Myers, then you pick up Stafford, who's got 25 goals for you so far, and then Armia, Joel. It's a big pickup. He's a big part of their forechecking schematics. He gets in, he on the puck hard, he steals pucks. He's got a really sweet set of hands too.
Here's Little. Little, who was born here at Edmonton before he moved away at age 5 back to Ontario. Here's Yakupov stepping in for Edmonton. Back to the line. Greible rolls, fires, and that misses the mark. It's the glass behind the net. Oilers sitting on 15 shots for the night. Here's Wheeler. Wheeler's drive kicked aside by Brossoit. Davidson up ahead to Zach Passe. He lifts it back into the Jet zone, and it's Mark Stewart back there for it. Errol Pakarinas can't contain Perreault, but they get the puck back to the defense. Move back up to center ice. And now it's Stafford in traffic. Flicks it back in for Winnipeg. Schultz surrounded by a couple of Jets, and Stafford tripped up over the Edmonton defenseman, and Brossoit says enough of this. I'm going to hang on to this and draw a face-off. And we'll take a break. 11:05 to go in the third period, and it remains a one-goal game.
Backstrom's skate came up and caught Seguin right across the wrist. And luckily enough for him, nothing too serious there. They could ill afford to lose him.
Face-off won by the Jets, and now it's Myers. Steps around Purcell. Tyler Myers dancing in, cuts out in front, and the puck was stripped before he could get a shot away. Ladd now the corner. Once again, the Winnipeg Jets just spending a lot of time in that Oilers zone, just as they did in the first meeting.
They have been relentless. Edmonton has had such a hard time to infiltrate them. I mean, they've had a couple of breakdowns, and Pavlik's been there to help them. You were required to show. Oh, boy, there's a penalty.
Taylor Hall came in hard on Tyler Myers, who saw him at the last second, but a tripping call is definitely on the way.
Well, two trains heading in the same direction, and when one zigs, the other one's got no choice, and you're going to take a penalty.
Extra attackers on. Here's Wheeler cutting to the net. Shoots and misses wide. Rattles off the end wall. Sherratt. And it's not touched by Hall. Now it's Ehlers to Ladd. Ladd in front, and Greible sweeps that into the corner. And there's the tripping call made against Taylor Hall.
Well, he's coming straight at him, and anytime you drive straight at somebody, it's really difficult if that player makes a shift. And you see him coming, and there's the shift, and out goes the leg and the stick. And, of course, takes down the 6'8" Tyler Myers, goes flying through the air. And the Oilers will go back to on the penalty kill. And I was mismentioning that it's been such a tough night for them because they haven't been able to get inside on the Jets. I mentioned the Schultz chance, and then the breakaway, of course, from Purcell. Pavlik was up to the challenge on both of those, so they haven't had a lot to really show.
And the Jets set up again on this, their 5th power play of the night. Wheeler dealing back to Myers. His wrist shot. Brossoit looking for the puck as it swept into the corner. Ehlers now in front. This is going to end up with Wheeler. His drive scorches high over the shoulder of Laurent Brossoit. Ehlers now down low. Bufflin gets it quickly back to Wheeler. Got away from him, but he hustles to keep it in. Now he gave it away to Davidson, and it comes outside the line.
Well, the good
offside.
news is, Dave, they're not seeing much in the net. So they're firing wide and firing high, and it's because Brossoit's done a pretty good job, and so have the Jets on the road of late. You look at their last 5 games, they're undefeated. They've got their goals per game kind of up a little bit, and the goals against way down. Their power play's been much better. As you look at the previous 14 games where it's been a bit of a nightmare on the road for them.
Right now, they're in a stretch of 10 games where 8 are away from Winnipeg. This is the start of the 4-game road trip we mentioned. With Carolina next, and then they're down into Florida.
That's no easy task either.
Not anymore.
Tampa Bay playing so well, and the Panthers really, I think the big surprise of the year has been the Florida Panthers.
And now here's a chance to break away. Short-handed. Matt Hendricks in, scores! And we're all tied up at Rexall.
You're in total control of this game. You're on the power play. And you're coming up the ice. The pass comes over to the wall. As it goes to come back to Trouba, it's just not a good pass. He doesn't handle it. He falls down. And off to the races goes Hendricks. Pavlik is way out on top of the paint. And this is a great snapshot from Hendricks' far side. I'm not sure he saw net. He just knew that it might be there if you shoot off the edge of Pavlik's pads, and it was there. And that's a big goal for Edmonton. Only on their 16th shot of the game, and maybe only their 4th or 5th scoring chance of this game. They've knotted it up.
4th short-handed goal of the season for the Oilers. Matt Hendricks is first at 28. And the building's alive on a Saturday night, 8:39 to go, 1-1. Here's Myers stepping out. Slowly to center ice. Now it's sent across for Nikolai Ehlers, who gains the zone. Sidesteps that check. A hard one from Greivel. Lost his stick, and he's slow to get up. He is still feeling that one. Looks like he's got a skate issue now.
I think the blade has come out of his skate.
Yeah, he can't get to the bench, and it's the long way back. He is swimming upstream.
I think a teammate's got to go help him. You got to go over and get him. You know, that's the thing. Help him out. Because you're on the power play. You're short a guy anyway. Go over and shove him to the bench.
Puck sent back in by the Jets. Teams back at even strength after the short-handed goal by the Oilers and Matt Hendricks. Here's Taylor Hall, and now Ehlers is going to be out of the game for a little while until he gets a new skate. Here comes Draisaitl stepping in. Draisaitl in for Kassian. He was in too tight for traffic. Now Draisaitl back into the corner. Hall out of the box. Throws it out in front, and Draisaitl fired that up and wide of the net. Puck gets away from Hall. Draisaitl trying to get it out in front. Kassian's there, so is Enster for Winnipeg. Kassian goes in for the check after it's lifted out to center ice. Now picked up and turned back by Hall. He'll step in, try to drop it off. Deflected into the corner, he goes right after it. Gets it to Kassian. Kassian on the back end. Here's Nurse. Nurse looking for a lane, shoots wide of the goal. Met by Davidson. Pulls it off the boards and sends it back in deep.
Well, the technology of the hockey skates now, Dave, it's not going to take very long at all. They've already got the new blade in his skate, and he's ready to go.
They're snapping a new blade in, and he's ready to go. There's the old one sitting on the ice. 6:43 to go. Winnipeg and Edmonton, two old rivals in a tight one tonight on Hockey Night. Puts his life on the line on an all-new episode of X Company, Wednesday at 9 on CBC.
Well, Todd McClellan, I think no one's telling him his team's not in a playoff race right now, but every game is important to him. Every game is a teaching tool. He spent the whole time out in the ear of the linesman. He was not happy about something that happened on that power play at that blue line because he kept pointing to it, and I think he felt like the Jets maybe got an unfair advantage while they were on the power play on an entry into the zone. He was letting the linesman know about it.
Back down low, walking out, McDavid on the backhander, shoveled that one high and wide. Here's Perreault now in the corner. Eberle out there, along with the McDavid line. Back to the wall. There's a drive. Rebound loose for Eberle. Makes one move, tries to tuck it in. And Pavelec reached back. And Eberle is down in behind the Jets' net.
Well, a great chance for Connor McDavid as he backs himself out of the corner and uses the protection of his body to back himself out, and then he gets a really nice backhand. Really good scoring chance, and then it's Eberle who comes into the net, and he's got an all open net, but he knows Pavelec's got him, so he tries to come around him. As he tries to come around him, he can't get it back out in front, and then big Dustin Byfuglien just takes him and rides him hard into the boards. I think his head got squished into the boards a little bit, and he's not happy about that at all.
Girard throws the puck into the Edmonton zone. Out to race, Draisaitl and Little. Draisaitl, one hand on the stick, moves it up the wall. Purcell gives him a little help. They bang away, and it comes outside the blue line. Quickly jumping on it is Wheeler. Wheeler drops it off for Ehlers. Nice little move. Ehlers was in, and there was Hall to take the puck away. Now it's poked ahead by Purcell. Myers hustles back to get it. Winds his way around the net, then cuts around. Throws it up. Here's Ehlers again, dancing around inside that blue line.
That time Taylor Hall says, I think I'll just let him cut in. I don't think I want to trip again. Not a good idea.
Get ahead of steam.
Yeah, for a big man, he gets moving.
Puck back in the Jets zone. They try to center it, bounces to the near point and out of the reach of Darnell Nurse, who hustles back to get it. Crowd getting into it.
Amazing what one goal do, huh? It's like it was all Winnipeg Jets. They had really hemmed up and stuffed the Edmonton Oilers up all night long. And then all of a sudden, a breakdown on a power play. They score, and then the building's alive. The Oilers are alive, and they've been on attack mode ever since.
Yakupov taps it past Stewart. Both players move their footing. Now it's up high in the slot and down the ice. And this is icing against Winnipeg.
One thing Coach McClellan wants his players to understand, even his offensive gems like Taylor Hall, is that they have to play defense. They have to play on both sides of the puck. And right here, Taylor Hall comes right back into his end, right in front of his net. And that's a left winger, and the responsibility is you got to be a 200-foot player. And he comes back and he gets that puck out of harm's way, and that'll make the coach happy. These kids are learning. Todd McClellan's done a really good job of getting to them and making them understand that it's got to be a 200-foot game.
4.5 to go. McDavid's line back out there. Here's Pouliot fighting for that puck against Scheifele, who forces it inside the line. Now turning is Stafford. Stafford takes a shot for a swallow to stop, and he puts it into the corner. Here's McDavid stripped of the puck, but Sekera was there in support. Jordan Eberle to McDavid, picking up speed, throws it near side for Pouliot, just ahead of him. McDavid back to Eberle. Eberle curls back. Trying to walk away from Scheifele, out in front, and it's over the stick of McDavid.
I thought that was a 4x6 for Connor McDavid. He was open, and it was right there. It just went over the top of his blade.
Davidson right up ahead to Korpikoski. He'll step in, long-range wrist shot, blocker stopped by Ondrej Pavelec. Ehlers waits for that puck. The hit arrives, and it comes up the wall and pushed outside the line. Circling back is Greiva. Sent back in. Here's Enstrom hustling back. Kakarinen was there in the forecheck, but now Wheeler's got some room, and he's got some speed. Steps in, drops it off. Ehlers in, shoots, and Brossoit makes another great stop on one of the hotter sticks in the Jets lineup, Nikolai Ehlers. Speaking of hot sticks, a big hop over the stick of Connor McDavid right there.
Well, there hasn't been a lot of goals tonight, but there's been two, and we'll show them to you right now. First, it was a breakdown and a great play by Ehlers to Wheeler, and he buried that into the back of the net. And then it was a response late in the third period by the Edmonton Oilers on a miscue by the Winnipeg Jets on their power play. And it was Hendricks who broke loose right down Main Street and fired this thing far side, and all tied up here with 3:15 to go, Dave.
Shots are 31-17 in favor of the Jets, and they try to control this puck off the draw. Brossoit to the corner. Armia is there for Winnipeg. Letestu tries to go up the wall, and now the Oilers are going to skate it out. Nurse chops it in and hauls in after. He collides with Ben Sherratt. Here's Draisaitl. Two started briefly on separate lines, immediately reunited by the head coach, and I think they both have put in a solid effort tonight, Draisaitl and Hall.
Well, when we met with him, he did say it wasn't going to be long. He says he was going to split them up just for a short period of time. That is short.
That was short. I thought he meant a couple of games. Maybe.
A game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just one shift.
Puck goes far side and is picked up by Enstrom. He throws it down the ice. Now controlled by Sekera. Bang pass onto the stick of Eberle. Now it's Pouliot. His drive. Wide of the mark. To the far point. Kept in there by Schultz. Oilers with some good forechecking pressure. Good hit there by Eberle. He's had a couple tonight.
Well, he's taken a beating by Buffalo in the last two shifts. He just buried him into the boards by the blue line.
And Winnipeg is offside of the line.
Well, big Dustin Byfuglien, he doesn't care who you are or where you are. If you're in his sights, he's going to take you down. He leads the team in hits. And opponents have to know when he's on the ice. And right there, he just gives it to Jordan Eberle. And then Eberle gets up and he takes a run at Enstrom right behind the net right here, in which the Winnipeg Jets thought was an elbow. Their whole bench stood up. No call on the play. And that's what Dustin Byfuglien brings to you. And there's no surprise why they signed him. They got him all taken care of. He does so much for their hockey club. Power play, penalty killing, physical play, shots on net, leads their team with shots on net. He's got that hard blast from the point. And now, you know, what you do with Andrew Ladd, that's been the story, is one or the other, and you kind of always think that you'd like to see him sign both. They're so important to this hockey club, but if they're not going to, that means he will be on the move. And these two teams will be sellers. There is no doubt about that. Both sitting at the bottom of the Western Conference. They will be moving bodies at the deadline.
Face-off one, controlled by the Oilers from the back end. Trouba works it up the wall, and Gravin knocks it down again. Here's Zach Kassian. Now tries to cut out in front. And the puck goes to the far corner. And Zach Kassian is shaken up in the corner. Penalty call is coming here.
Well, they're going to go on a penalty with $1:27 to go in this final period, and an opportunity to win this game, as Mark Scheifele is going to take Kassian into the wall here, and right there is the little push from behind, and you see him lose his footing, and he's only a couple of feet from the boards. Scheifele doesn't feel like he's given him enough of a push. But at this point in the game, and again, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this has been an ongoing issue with Winnipeg for a couple of seasons now, where they just take a lot of penalties. And at one point, I think Paul Maurice felt like it was part of their identity, and it was okay, and they just wanted to see them play physical and be heavy and big in this Western Conference. But I think even if you asked him honestly now, I think he's tired of all the penalties. And now a team that was in full control of this game, I mean full control of this game, is now scrambling to keep a hold of it here.
And here the Oilers, there's a shot right on. Off the stick of McDavid, swallowed up there by Pavlik. McDavid with 2 power play goals so far out of his 9.
I think it's been a real challenge for both teams to get up the ice and into the zone on their power plays tonight. So starting in the zone, face-off so important. Letestu, their best face-off guy.
Put right back to the line. Here's Sekera, over to McDavid, top of the circle. Throws it back to Sekera, just got there, but he's forced out there by Ladd. Letestu drops it off for Sekera, and they'll start up ice again. Final minute of the third period. McDavid finds that puck, and he takes a hit there from Byfuglien after he released the pass, but he's right back on his feet. Jets get to the puck and send it down the ice.
And that's kind of what happens when you're sloppy coming up. Sekera's coming up, he drops a puck, and then all of a sudden it's a lazy pass over. You put a player at risk. I mean, when you got Byfuglien on the ice and you start looking down for pucks, not a good idea.
No, it isn't. Here comes Purcell in there, and he couldn't get a shot away as Pavelec got the glove and holds on, and Purcell's not happy.
Execution is so important, and when execution gets messed up, someone gets in the crosshairs, and that's Connor McDavid, and he takes the hit. The play keeps moving, and then here's the breakout for Purcell, who's going to get speed right through the middle of the ice on the outside in pull, and he feels like he got hooked there. And I think he's right. I think Sherratt reached in and yanked on his hands as he was going through. No call.
30 seconds to go. Oilers control off the draw. They throw it back to the line. Here's Hall with the puck. Hall back to the point. Justin Schultz walks the line. Purcell snaps a shot. Pavelec makes the save, and Sherratt is on it. He'll leave it there for Myers, and Myers puts to the length of the ice now with 12 seconds to go in regulation.
Well, 3-on-3 is going to be a 4-on-3 as they start it. They'll have a little bit of time in the OT.
Unless Hall can do something here, winds and fires, and that's up and out of play with 2.3 on the clock.
That's the issue when you take that penalty late in a game. The 3-on-3 changes to a 4-on-3 until they can get it right straightened out after the rest of the penalty is killed off, and then the Oilers will have that opportunity in 2.3 seconds unless they can pull off a miracle goal here. They're going to elect to draw it back as opposed to push it to the net. You can tell by the way Hendricks's hand on his lower hand is turned over. That's the kind of telltale sign he's going to pull it back.
Hendricks is the reason this game is likely about to go to overtime. Pulled into the corner, and that'll do it. So we are going to have a power play to start OT. 32 seconds remaining in the penalty to Mark Scheifele. 3 periods in the books. We're all tied at 1. Overtime from Rexall coming up on Hockey Night.
Subway restaurants. More fresh fuel for more hockey. Subway. Eat fresh.
Well, here we go. A little overtime here at Rexall Place. As all the big boys are on the ice, it'll start 4-on-3, Gary, with the penalty to Scheifele still in effect for 32 seconds.
Well, Todd McClellan spent the whole time out in commercial break, leaned over the boards. He called the 4 guys' names out. He had them immediately in front of him, and he spent time on the board with them all.
Little and McDavid on the draw, and right away Edmonton controls the puck. It is Schultz carrying it in, drops it near side for Eberle. Eberle is out there along with Hall and McDavid, and the Jets with a chance to clear. Now another penalty call has been made here.
This one's going against Edmonton for slashing.
A slash indeed is the call.
You win the face-off, key, off the opening draw. You win the face-off, and Taylor Hall, who's already had a penalty in the third, is going to get this one as well. And he's going to whack at the stick right there as Little is coming across to get the puck. And exactly what happens, you win the face-off as McDavid is turning on his forehand. Little takes him away right away. And basically what he's saying is, you're going to give the puck to Eberle. You're not giving it to McDavid. We don't want that speed. So that's exactly what happens. Schultz gives it to Eberle. They pinch it off. They get it down in the corner where they can contain it. All 3 Winnipeg Jets were in the corner. And because the puck was there, they made it a 50-50 situation. They stole it back and then drew the penalty. And as soon as they can get this straightened away, it'll be a 4-on-3 for the Winnipeg Jets in 17 seconds.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it.
Hall looks on. Scheifele is about to step out of the box. 17 seconds remaining for him. There is Scheifele in the Jets box. In his 200th career game, it's been a long 2 minutes for him.
And relief now. I mean, the penalty on Hall, now he's like, oh boy, now I get a chance to step out into a 4-on-3.
So offensive zone draw for the Jets, pulled back towards the net and controlled by the Oilers, and this is Davidson. Davidson racing down the right side. He's going to keep taking where they're given all the way around the net. Followed by Little.
The Oilers Oilers bench is upset.
Not happy about that. Here's Wheeler dropping it off for Bufflin. Bufflin trying to go back to Wheeler, and Scheifele's now to the box. So power play in effect for Winnipeg. 1:32 to go in the penalty to Hall. Here's Bufflin. Slowly picks his way out of the zone and into the Oilers zone. He carries it. Watched by Sekera. The big guy still with the puck. All the way around the edge. Dustin Bufflin lost the handle for a moment, then throws it back in. Brossoit out of his net, taps it away from Little. Here's Bufflin. And now they're set up. Wheeler up at the top. Bufflin heads to the front of the net. This is Little. Little to Wheeler. Slap shot. Hit the side of the goal. Edmonton gets the rebound and clears it.
Yeah, I have no idea why you wouldn't want big Dustin Bufflin ripping this from the point. You got him standing in front of the net. I get it on the 5-on-4. 4-on-3, I would be setting up that one-timer like there's no tomorrow.
Here's Eric Grima. Grima's going to go in. Hits the post. Rebound chance. Backhanded for Hendrickson. He couldn't close the deal. What a chance there for the Oilers to score another shorthander in overtime. Now it's pulled out. Another shot wide of the mark. And the Oilers taking some time away from the Jets here. Now just 20 seconds to go the power play. And the crowd's loving it.
And a bad pass coming up the ice. I mean, just really sloppy play of the penalty killing of the Winnipeg Jets.
Myers steps out. His pass up ahead to Scheifele. Scheifele, then on the side wall, and here's Hall out of the box, and it's out of his reach. He's going to race down after it. Myers is quickly on him, so we're back to even strength here. It'll be 4-on-4 until there is a whistle. 2:29 to go in the overtime. Scheifele picking his way to the zone. Brossoit will cover up.
Of all the people on both these two teams, who would you think would be on a shorthanded breakaway? Of course you thought Eric Grima. Why not? Here he comes in, right on the forehand. He's getting hooked and pushed, and he snaps this thing right off the crossbar. And then Hendricks comes right in and almost 5-holes him. Couldn't get a handle on it. Hall out of the box. The linesman kind of confuses him a bit. He doesn't know which side to get on him, and he misses the puck coming up the wall, or he would have been on a breakaway. Man, oh man, exciting time. 2:24 left in the overtime, and now we're going to see some 3-on-3.
Here we go. 2:24 is indeed up on the clock, and the Jets win the draw. Here's Bufflin. Backs it off the wall, left for Ladd. Ladd in tight quarters against Sekera, gets it back, and he'll step in. Little trying to get away from the check of McDavid. Here's Brian Little now looking for some room. Drops it off for Ladd. Cuts in. Andrew Ladd leaves her for Bufflin. In tight, can't get a shot away. Jets still inside the line, and now it's Little with some room. He shoots, and that's off the stick of Sekera and out of play.
Connor McDavid hounding down Andrew Ladd, and he almost steals one right at the blue line, and that's his kind of game, is to poach it out of there, and then good luck catching him. And anytime you can have a shift against Connor McDavid 3-on-3 and spend the whole shift with him in his own end, that is a win for sure, because of all that ice opening up and the speed he has, you do not want to let him loose.
Letestu with a face-off win. Throwing up the wall, and now the Jets are going to take over possession. Oilers won the draw and gave possession of the puck away, and now it's Wheeler. Wheeler's going to step in and fall down, lost his footing. He leans on Davidson, trying to get that puck back. Brandon Davidson fighting to get it outside the zone, and he does, and now he's stripped. Here's Scheifele stepping in. Mark Scheifele shoots, and he missed the net. And Wheeler with him took the shot and fired it wide. Here's Myers back in. Myers shot up high. Rebound. Brossoit to stop, and he's got the rebound.
Kind of a terrible change in my mind. Benoit Pouliot there, but we'll have a look at the first one here as a battle along the wall, and then eventually Purcell turns it over right here to Mark Scheifele. He walks right in and tries to look at it. Good defensive play to take the shot. And then Pouliot is skating out. Watch. He just turns like it's a 3-on-3. This is Myers coming right down Main Street. Like, I think you got to gut it out. I know you don't want to get caught out there, but allowing the 3-on-2 to just attack your team while you go to the bench and get the line change, I don't know if I like that.
it's a loose puck. Look at Pavlik coming way out of his head, and he had to because Hall had a breakaway. Here's Buckland with room wide, shoots, and he fired a rocket wide of the net. And the rebound bounces all the way down the ice in a hurry. Big Buff stepping into that shot, and here's a 2-on-1 perhaps across the Buckland, broken up on the backside by McDavid, and the Oilers are coming back. It's Eberle skating in, looking for the late man. Eberle leaves it for McDavid in tight with Buckland. Now it's Perreault on the puck, 26 seconds to go. McDavid pokes it ahead. Forcing Perreault back, now it's Sekera steps in, shoots, and he missed the net. Great action, and nobody can hit the net. Here's Sekera again, walks back in, another drive, rebound, and they batted it wide. Two great chances for Andrej Sekera. Time winding down, walking out as Eberle, trying to center it, could not. And with 1.5 to go, a shootout is looming here at Rexall.
What a game for Ondrej Pavelec. It's been a while since he's been in the net, but he has been fantastic in the third period and in this overtime. Dustin Byfuglien elects to just rip it. Take the slapper. Good job by Pavelec coming out. He stops a breakaway, and then you turn a 2-on-0 into a 2-on-1 going the other way. Byfuglien misses it. Perreault with the nice little saucer across. McDavid on the back check knocks it out of midair, and then it's Sekera who fakes the shot, steps right in, gets a really good look at it, and just couldn't finish it off.
He's got a couple of overtime winners this season. He had a couple of great looks.
Man, oh man, there's some exciting times. The timeout is called with this face-off with 1.5 seconds in the offensive zone. And I think, I don't know, do they take their goalie at this point? I mean, it's in the offensive zone. 1.5 seconds, I don't think is enough time to get it down the ice. So do you make it a 4-on-3 and just push it towards the net and try to outnumber them? I don't know.
Two great goaltending stories tonight. There is Brossoit, who has not had a start this season in the NHL. And then Pavelec, his first start in exactly 12 weeks in a 1-1 duel here.
1.5 seconds, and that's my, like, do you take that as a strategy? Do you take the goalie? Is that enough time if you lose the draw that they could shoot this down the ice and into your net? I don't think so. I don't know what the time is. I'm sure coaches know it, but that seems like not enough time. If you take your goalie out, maybe you got an extra player to go to the net with.
Now let's see, second and a half here on the clock. Push it in the corner, and that will do it. So we got ourselves a shootout here.
The Shootout, brought to you by Scotiabank, proud supporter of over 5,000 community hockey teams and Canada's 5th season.
So the final meeting between the Winnipeg Jets and the Edmonton Oilers in this building. Think of all the great matchups you had in the 80s when they were in that Smythe division and all those great playoff series, and a lot of history involved here. And this one's going to a shootout here.
Well, Winnipeg was really in control of it. Had played a heck of a road game, and they'd really limited to Edmonton to really not very many scoring chances. And what I liked about their game is they protected kind of inside the dots all night long. Edmonton had a hard time getting inside, and then it wasn't until, you know, late in the third period on a Winnipeg power play and a miscue Trouba coming through the middle of the ice, where Hendricks scored that shorthanded goal. And I think since then, it's been the bulk of the chances, I think, have come on Ondrej Pavelec, and he's been sharp. Of course, Hellebuck, who played in that game against the Boston Bruins and lost 6-2, was sent down before coming here as Ondrej Pavelec was activated and put back into the lineup, and he and Michael Hutchinson will take on the duties from here on in.
All right, so the Edmonton Oilers appear as though they're going to shoot first, and why not send Matt Hendricks over the boards? He's got the lone goal tonight. He's 2 for 3 this season. A short-hander for Hendricks in the third period. He's going to get the ball rolling here for the Oilers. Funny how shootouts work sometimes, eh, Gary? It's not sometimes always the dancers, the guys with the moves, and here comes Hendricks. Stopped by Pavlik.
Well, a nice little move for Hendricks, and he comes in and he makes him look like he's going to do the same shot he took when he scored, and then he fakes it and tries to fool him on the backhand. Pavlik, nice and patient, does a really good job of waiting him out and then stuffing him at the side of the net. Good save.
The other goal scorer tonight is Blake Wheeler, and he's going to be the first shooter for the Jets. Wheeler scores, lost control of the puck, and Brossoit lost sight of everything, and Wheeler tucks it in.
Well, and there's a smirk on his face as he's coming along the bench. How could you lose the puck 4 times, really not have a handle on it at all? And at that point, if you don't know what you're doing, neither does the goalie, and it's just one power move across to his forehand, and he buries it.
Jordan Eberle will shoot now for Edmonton. He is 2 for 5 this season.
Well, they're going to hold while they look at this, making sure that he didn't stop his progress. They're going to wait. And then they're going to finally, if they don't get the buzzer, they're just going to let it go here.
And they made the decision, and here comes Eberle to try to tie it up. Eberle scores! Top shot.
Nice quick hands by Jordan Eberle. He walks in, he knows where he wants to go, head fake, stick fake, and then it's backhand, forehand, and gone. Upstairs, top shelf. Goal scorer's goal for Jordan Eberle.
Andrew Ladd now for the Jets. Got to make it 2 for 2. Scores!
No fooling what you're doing here. Pick it up, skate in with speed, pick your spot, and just fire it. And he beats him on the glove side.
And now Connor McDavid comes over the boards, and this is his first shootout attempt in the NHL, and this is 20th NHL game, and the kid needs to score. What's he got? McDavid in, stopped by Pavlik, and the Winnipeg Jets win it.
The Jets win the shootout 2-1
2-1 final.
Well, they moved the puck around a lot in a lot of different places, and at the end of the day, he tried to fool him on the far side shot, and it didn't have much luck with it. Again, a lot of little hand movement, and then he's waiting him out, and Pavlik does a really good job, similar to what he did on Hendricks. He just waits and waits and waits, and the big-bodied goaltender makes the save, and it's just a real good, solid effort by Ondrej Pavlik, and you haven't played as long as he has, and he didn't have a lot of action early in this game. It was very quiet shot-wise towards his net. He hung in there, he stayed with it, a couple of big saves, and here the poke check sliding out and the leg save gets the win for Winnipeg.
And the Winnipeg Jets kick off their 4-game road trip with a win here in Edmonton as they keep on rolling in towards Carolina. For those of you watching on Sportsnet, Sportsnet Central is coming up right now, and for those of you watching on CBC, we take you directly to your host